with the women's soccer team. They've pretty much been the story of campus. They're number 6 in the rankings, the highest in program history. We've obviously talked about that. But they had a North Dakota road trip this weekend. You kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah, and that record could end up being in the top 5 potentially this weekend. The Beavers did sweep again. We talked about it a little bit last weekend, where this is going to be kind of the last game or set of games before the Beavers really start to get into the thick of the schedule. We've got a couple of tough opponents coming up. But yeah, it was a good weekend for the Beaver ladies this weekend. They won their first game against UMary. Or no, they played Minot State first. UMary was on Sunday. So they won the first game against Minot State handily, 3-0. They ended up coming out, and it stayed tied through the first half. It was 0-0, but it only took 26 seconds in the second half to score the first goal. That was Alana Matson, assisted by Rachel Norton. And by the way, Rachel Norton came into this game just 3 points shy of tying the record for all-time scoring by Ashley Ellefson in Bemidji State soccer history. She ended up getting 4 on this day and breaking that record. She had a hand in all 3 Bemidji State goals, an assist on the first goal by Elena Matson, and then a goal assisted by Matson, and another assist on Erin Becker's goal in the 68th minute. The Beavers coasted then to a 3-0 victory in that one. Another shutout for Anaphobia in the defense, another fantastic showing. And then, in the next game, we ended up actually facing a little bit of adversity, and it proved well because we came back from it, and we were able to score 3 goals within the last 13 minutes of the game to take a 3-1 victory. But UMary came out and scored right away in the 25th minute of the game. It was a goal by Sydney Burrell. And then we ended up waiting all game long. People might have thought, oh, their winning streak is over. Upset alert. But Sarah Wendt scored in the 78th minute. And then Tia Newharth and Rachel Norton followed with goals in the 84th and 90th minutes to make it 3-1 Beavers. And that is another win, tallied on to our now 12-game winning streak, which I believe is also a program high.
It has to be. Well, actually, we went all last season without winning. I think this
winning streak, though. We tied some games last.
That is true. Actually, that is true. I'll look at that.
Rachel Norton scored again in that game. She is the all-time record points holder, I should say, at Bemidji State for women's soccer, and she has 13 goals in 12 games this season.
I think you're right about that win streak because we did have a tie earlier in the year. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. Rachel Norton, 13 goals in 12 games. Those are absolutely astronomical numbers. If she keeps it up at this pace, she'll be having 25 plus by the end of the season. But we'll touch a little bit on the schedule coming up, and we'll get to that as well in the next show, because that's mostly what we do in the next shows is break down kind of what's going to happen on our Wednesday show. But we have Concordia St. Paul and Minnesota State coming up this weekend. Here in Bemidji, it should be another good weekend of games, and if we can come out of this with 2 wins, that will prove to me and a lot of people, even though we've beaten teams that are really good this year, including a Division I team, North Dakota, that we can come out and we can play with the best of them. Because these are 2 teams, and I'm looking up where exactly they are on the standings. Mankato right now, sitting at 9-1-1 overall, 7-0-1 in the conference, is sitting at second place in the conference, right behind the Beavers. So they're coming in, they're hungry, they want to beat us and catch up to us at the top of the conference. And Concordia St. Paul just sitting at 5th place in the conference at 4-1-3 in the conference and 7-1-3 overall. So it'll be another tough slate of games coming up. But we've proven that we have a good team with a good defense and a lot of scoring power up front. So hopefully we can come out of that with another couple victories. And another great weekend, though, from the Beavers women soccer team.
Yeah, exactly. And next week, they have a homestand this weekend on the 12th and 14th, Friday and Sunday. They play Concordia St. Paul, Minnesota State, which they tied with Mankato last year, but at the time Mankato was ranked 13th. So obviously they'll want to get that W there that they couldn't get last season. It's just been great for them this year. They've obviously had a lot of success. They're undefeated, but the best part is, I think, and it makes it a lot easier on people who don't follow soccer as closely as maybe you would, is they don't have to deal with these ties. It's just a flat-out 12 wins. They have 12 Ws, and that has to feel great if you're them. So yeah, like you said, congratulations to these girls. They're probably the sporting story on campus.